Hello everyone, welcome to this session on data scientist day-to-day activities. Today in this session, we will be going through what a data scientist basically does when he starts working in a company, and at the same time, we will be discussing a lot more things as well. So guys, let's go ahead and start with the session by discussing what exactly we will be discussing today. So guys, first we will be discussing who exactly is a data scientist. And once we're done with that, we'll move on and discuss data scientist resumes, where we'll see what exactly a data scientist puts in his resume when he or her basically applies in a company. After that, we are going to understand the roles and responsibilities of a data scientist. What does he do, or what is expected of him when he starts working in a company? And after that, we will be looking at some data scientist job requirements, right? So, data scientist job requirements are nothing but job descriptions which companies have basically posted, and we will see what exactly are those companies expecting from a data scientist when he starts working. Once we're done with that, we'll move on and we'll talk about the salary of a data scientist, which I think a lot of you will be interested in. What is the average salary that a data scientist gets when he starts working? And finally, we will understand how you can further learn or further enhance your skills to become a data scientist. Okay, guys, so this is the agenda for this session. I hope it's clear to you. Now, let's go ahead and start off with the first topic, which is who is a data scientist exactly. So, guys, a data scientist is basically a person who is a combination of all the three skills which are mentioned over here. He's a mathematician, he's a computer scientist, and at the same time, he is a trend spotter, right? So, you will have to make or understand or enhance your skills in mathematics, in computer science, and you will also have to have a knack for finding out trends or finding out patterns in data. So that's what a data scientist is. That's how you define a data scientist. So apart from that, what or how exactly a data scientist basically helps in a company where it joins is basically by either telling the company what to do, what not to do, how to do things to achieve a certain goal. And with the current with the current work that they're doing, what is the success, what is the success goal that they can reach onto. And this is obviously done using a lot of scientific methods, a lot of algorithms, and that's what a data scientist actually is, right? So where do data scientists basically come from? So basically what we are trying to understand over here is, why is a data scientist basically required? Why is a data scientist, a profile like data scientist required in a time like this, right? That's because, as you all know, that data has become, such it is in such abundance these days that now any company who understands that they have data and they can get some information out of it are hiring data scientists, right? What companies sometimes do not understand is the value of data, because time and again a lot of companies have basically proved that using the past data of how they used to work, or using the past data of how their products were selling, they are able to better sell their products. They are able to better assist their customers who are there, who are they still there on the platform, who are trying to buy a product. So any company, if they want to enhance customer experience, they use data science. If there is a company which wants to understand how customer behavior basically happens, they use data science. Even if you don't talk about product based companies, if you talk about things such as cricket also is now making use of data science to understand what is the probability of a team winning in a particular match, by looking at the past data of how the previous matches have gone for a certain team or a certain country in a certain stadium. So all of these involve data science today, and there are numerous examples of where you can implement data science, and that's why you need data scientists. Okay, now what does a data scientist do? What is his job exactly, right? So a data scientist's job is basically to do all the things that are mentioned over here. Now sometimes he might not be doing all the things. He might be working on a specific things. For example, his job would include uh, to identify data analytics problems and give solutions to companies, For that, his job will also be to understand data sets, to understand the data that the company is generating. His job will also be to work with probably videos and images, which are basically unstructured data, which might be a data set for a certain company, and numerous other things which I mentioned over here. Right now, what are the prerequisites to become a data scientist? Now, obviously, if you want to become a data scientist, no matter what you are or which current stage you are in your career, you can become a data scientist. The reason for that is the existing data scientists that are there today in the current era. I mean, they are not doing any certain course from a certain college or a certain university to become a data scientist. They are there because they understood the trend, or they understood where the industry is going right now, and once they understood that, they got themselves skilled up accordingly, and now they are working as data scientists, right? So similarly, if you want to become a data scientist, when you talk about the soft skills required, you should know how to communicate your ideas well. You should know how to work in a team, because your job as a data scientist will not just be about you doing everything. It will be you will be able to do your job by joining your hands with a lot of people in the company. For example, you will be in touch with the data team. You will be in touch with people who probably understand the product best, and they can probably give you more insights about how the customer is basically he's basically reacting to the product. So you will have to talk to a lot of people. It's not just that your company will give you the database and you extract the data out of it and then you start working on it. It will never be like that. You will first have to understand the product. You will have to get in touch with the data team and understand what is the right data that you should basically target to get your work done, right? You should be interested in playing around with data. You should be interested in analyzing data, and at the same time you should have good problem solving skills. So you should be a logical thinker, in order to take better decisions, or do better insights from a given data set, right? So when you talk about the educational qualification, well, I mean, uh, companies nowadays, they have started to underline a certain educational background that they prefer. But from my experience, from the kind of people that I have interacted with who are working as data scientists, it does not matter what educational background you're carrying, because what matters is what you have done in the industry, what kind of projects you have done. What how do you perceive this field, that is data science, how passionate you are about it. So that is what a company looks out for. Educational qualification is basically mentioned in the job description just to filter out the early appliers who want to apply for that profile. But given if your resume has the right kind of projects, if you have specified the right kind of skills that you have, right, then no matter what your educational qualification is, you will be shortlisted for the data science interview. Right now, this may not include two or three, or let's say 10% of the companies that you're applying for, because some companies, they have a very stringent HR process. Probably it's automated, and because of that, your resume might not be selected. But most 90% of the companies do not focus on the educational background that you're carrying, given you have now gained experience in the data science field. Okay, now let's talk about the data scientist resume. What exactly is part of a data scientist resume? Let's have a look at that. So this is a sample resume that we have got from a data scientist profile, and these are the skills that he mentions in his resume. Now, mind you guys, this resume is from a legit data scientist who's been working in a company. So as you can see the how he has mentioned the objectives and how he has mentioned the skills. So his skills basically include programming languages. This particular guys, it includes the some database skills as well. He has included some soft skills like leadership, handling pressure, collaboration, problem solving, and at the same time some skills like data mining, data management, which can be learned, right? When you talk about his experience, you can see that he has worked in a particular company, and you can see all the different kind of things that he has done. So he has modernized streamlining process, resulting in a 25% reduction redundancy reduction. He has updated the company's data warehousing techniques such as the data recall and segmentation, resulting in a 20% increase in usability for non-technical staff members. So, I mean, it's not only more of technical things that he has done. He has made the database more efficient. He has streamlined the processes. So these are all logical things that you can do. And once you understand data warehousing or databases concepts through and through, this again will be something that is going to come to you by learning things. So it's not something which comes while you learn something in college and then you do over 10 years. This is not the skill the kind of skill that we're looking at. Apart from that, he has also done some web scraping projects, and he has done data regression analysis. So here he might have used some regression algorithms, and using that he had made a model which basically was 15% more accurate than what the earlier methods that they were using for doing the same thing, right? Similarly, if you check out his previous company's profile as well, you will find the same kind of things that he would have done. Okay, now that we understand, so we have also had a look at one of the resumes of a data scientist. We have understood what kind of things a data scientist does once he's in his job. Now let's go ahead and talk about some job descriptions. Let's talk about some companies who have put down the job requirement of a data scientist and understand what are they actually looking for. So, when you talk about roles and responsibilities, these are some of the key things that we noticed in a lot of job descriptions that we went through. So, these are the key things that you have to be good with: analytics, business understanding, strategy and design, and collaboration. Okay, so business understanding you will get once you talk to the product people, the people who have designed the product or who work on the product. So this again accounts for team collaboration, right? Then you have analytics. So analytics is something that you can learn. Strategy and design, I mean, this is all about using the best practices for a certain product that you are developing, and this again comes with experience. This again comes with more and more projects that you do. Okay. So what is analytics? Analytics basically would mean that you find various or you find different ways of analyzing the same project, probably using algorithms, probably by using technologies which makes reading data or analyzing data which is at a very large scale easy. So that's what analytics would basically account to. It's an umbrella term which includes a lot of things which probably we will talk about once we look at the course which coincides with becoming a data scientist. Apart from that, collaboration, like I said, team collaboration is something that you will have to learn, that you will have to understand how to communicate, how to take out ideas, which basically is about collaboration. And then business understanding, which I told you will come once you talk to product managers, talk to the product team, understand how things are coming, etc. Right? And strategy and design, like I said, it's more about how or what are the best practices that you can involve in creating a project, and that always comes with experience, that always comes with more and more projects as you would be doing along. Okay, now let's talk about the job description. So this is the part where I was basically trying to focus more as I was moving. So if you talk about Spotify, which is a very famous music company, what it basically does is it is looking for a data scientist, and these are the skills that they have mentioned that they are looking for in a data scientist. So not only they are looking for a person who is good with statistics, but also a person who knows Python, Scala, Pandas, SQL, large, and has experience with large data sets, right? Then statistics is some statistics again. They have mentioned this keyword, statistical competence. So all these things which are mentioned in the bold over here are keywords that they are looking for in a resume, right? Once you create your resume for data science, and also these are the skills that they're looking out for. For example, you will have to know machine learning, you will have to know statistics, you will have to know Pandas, which is a Python library, SQL as a database. You'll have to know Python or Scala, which is again a programming language. You should know how to work with real world data. So your projects that you will be doing should include real world data, etc. Similarly, if you talk about one more job description, which is about Nike, it again talks about working with big data, working with data pipelines, creating processes, continuously improving the model that you have created, uh, help in marketing campaigns using data, understand how to create visualizations, understand the data warehousing concepts, business insights, right? So these are all the things that a data science guy is usually expected to know. Now, having said that, if these are the skills that you have to learn in order to become a data scientist, uh, what is the kind of salary that it will offer? Right now, we discussed a lot of skills. Not only they're expecting big data from you, they're also expecting databases from you. They're expecting programming from you. They're expecting machine learning from you. So, if you want to invest this much of time for learning the skills, what is the end goal that you're basically targeting to, right? So if you talk about India, the average salary of a data scientist is going to be around 16 lakhs per annum, and in the US it's going to be $120,000 per annum if you talk about the data scientist salary alone. Now this again is the average salary, guys. So people are earning much more than this as well, and people are earning less than this as well, because there is also a profile called data analytics, which basically just deals with analysis. It does not deals with, it does not deal with predicting something. It does not deal with actual machine learning algorithms, but yes, it deals with analysis of the existing data that you have in the company, and probably reporting it in a way that the stakeholders want. Okay, so if that is the case, so data analyst is also a profile which probably will not fetch you around 16 lakhs per annum, which but can fetch you around 10 to 12 lakhs if you are a data analyst. And similarly in the US it can fetch you around $100,000 or $90,000 per annum, right? So it depends on how you build your skill set as you move along in your job profile, that the salary is going to increase. And I've also seen data scientists who are earning upwards of 30 lakhs per annum in India, and upwards of $150,000 in the US. But yes, the skill sets that they have is like it's pretty off the roof. I mean, they know kind of everything which is required in this field, and obviously you cannot directly jump to that level. It will take time. The more and more time you invest in yourself, the more and more time you invest in building skills, that's how you can reach that level as well. Okay, now who's hiring for data scientists? So all these companies, so this is a a slide from India. So in India, a lot of these companies are basically recruiting. You have Fractal Analysis, you have IBM, EY, Ola, Siemens, Oracle. So all these are companies which are looking for a data scientist right now. If you go to any of the jobs like portals like Naukri or Indeed.com, you can find job descriptions posted by these companies. Similarly, if you talk about the US, then you have all these MNCs, big names like Twitter, Android, Instagram, Amazon, Skype, Adobe. All these are companies which I'm pretty sure you all must have heard about, that are looking for data scientists right now, right? So again, if you are interested to work for companies like these, yes, I mean it can be done, but yes, you will have to gain all those skill sets that we discussed. Now let's talk about further learning. So we discussed about what is required by a data scientist, right? But how do you go ahead and get yourself acquainted or get yourself geared up with all the skill sets that we have just mentioned? Okay, so I mean there are a lot of platforms to learn, guys. If you want, you can self learn all these things as well, although it will take some time from your end, apart from the current job that you're doing. But I think it's doable. A lot of people have already done it, and that's how they are data scientists in companies today, right? So if you want to talk about some free resources, us from Intellipaat, we post a lot of videos on YouTube with regards to data science. We have posted a lot of written material as well as blogs on our Intellipaat website. You can go there, you can learn, and you can then gradually progress in the career option that you want to go for. Else, if you probably are a professional and you do not have that much of time to invest, and you still want to learn data science, right? I mean, the professional option out of these is the Intellipaat premium courses, right? So what we do is we train every day we train a lot of data science aspirants like you, and we have came up with a curriculum which is basically corresponding to all the skill sets that we just discussed. So again, we did our market research, we went through a lot of job descriptions, we asked, or we have had a discussion with a lot of hiring managers who basically hire data scientists in and day out, and we asked them what are the skill sets that you are looking for in a data scientist while they are hiring, right? So after that research, we have come up with this carefully curated curriculum, which I will be talking about in a little while, and that is the way to go. That is how you can learn about it, right? So, how which premium course are we talking about? Let's have a look at that as well. So, guys, all you have to do is you have to go to intellipaat.com, and once you land on intellipaat.com, you just have to search for data science. Okay, so once you have searched for data science, you will see all these courses which are mentioned over here, and the one that you are basically looking out for is the data science architect master's course. Okay, and then there's also a course of data science online training. We will be discussing this as well, and then we have something called as Python for data science as well, so we will be discussing this as well. So I have my colleague over here who's a course advisor with Intellipaat, so he would be guiding you with respect to these courses as we move along. So over to you.